Okay, today we're going to make a bucket level indicator for a Kubota tractor. And I've already gotten started on the project. And I'm just going to fill you in on where I've got so far. This piece right here, this is a beam clamp. And what this is for, it's used in electrical trade, heating and air and whatnot. And I got this off my electrical truck out there, work truck. And basically the way it works is when you're in a commercial building, they got beams running through the ceiling. You slide this up on the beam and tighten this down, and then it's got these two threaded holes that you can drop threaded rod off of to hang a piece of equipment, unistrut or something like that, or you could mount a box to it, electrical box to it. You could put a strap on, a standoff strap, and continue to run your piping and whatnot through the ceiling. We're going to use it as for the indicator part on this tractor. The other part that we're going to use is this 5/16 eye bolt. It's 5/16 by about 4 inches long or so, or 3 inches long or whatever. A couple flat washers. This threads into the beam clamp like that, and then we're going to cut a piece of pipe to go in between these two washers to give it a little bit more stability. Okay, so we're just going to take a quick measurement in here, and yeah, we're close to 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches. So we'll cut a piece of pipe about 2 inches. I got a piece of 1/2 inch pipe in here. It's 1/2 inch EMT, electrical metallic tubing, and we're just basically gonna face this end off to give me a nice flat blunt end on here, and then we'll go ahead and measure where we're going to cut it, and we'll cut it right around in here. Like I said, it's right around 2 inches. It doesn't have to be exact, because we're not building a space shuttle. We're just put a little indicator on the tractor's all. If you don't have a lathe, you don't have to have a lathe to cut this piece of pipe, but I do advise using a pipe cutter, because it'll give you a nice flat true cut, and that's what you want when you're going to do it, like what we're going to use it for. You wouldn't cut electrical pipe with a pipe cutter if you was going to run wires in it. But we're not going to run wires in it, so we're good to go. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and knock this sharp edge off. Like that. Trying to knock the sharp edges off of this thing, because Ain't no need in having a bunch of sharp edges on there to cut your fingers on when you're putting this thing together. Good enough. Good enough. Alright. Now the plan is to put this in here, run this through here. I'll screw that down on there. Screw this onto here, like that, and we'll try to center it a little bit so that it looks pretty centered. And we'll have to adjust this eye a little bit after we get it out there and get it on the tractor. That's basically how it's going to look. And basically, this part of it is going to go up high on the tractor, and the indicator rod is going to come up through this eye bolt right here, and that's what's going to tell me when the bucket is actually level. So that's going to mount on the tractor like that, and the indicator is going to come up through there. And I may shoot some orange paint on this thing just so that it don't, you know, stand out so much. But we'll get it together first and then figure out from there what we're going to do with it. Let's go right here to the tractor and take a look. Okay, basically this part that we just made is going to go right up there. It's going to go somewhere in here. I'm not exactly sure exactly where, but somewhere right in here. And I'm just going to sit there for now. And the rod's going to come up through there like that. Alright, the next piece that's going to go on there is a piece that I made, I threw together last night, and it consists of another beam clamp right here, okay, and then it's got this swivel piece on there that goes from about right here down and screws into the beam clamp. And where this swivel piece come from, this particular one actually came off of a tanning bed. But they're pretty much the same thing that you would find on the back of a hatchback car in a junkyard, or the trunk of a car, or the hood of a car. It's on a piston, and when you raise the hood up, it keeps the hood from, you know, falling back down, basically. And all I did really was, you know, just unscrewed it and screwed it into the beam clamp, and I'm going to use the beam clamp as a mounting point down on the bucket. And then I attached it to this hollow rod that's about 36 inches long, and I welded 2 grub screws down here at the bottom, and those 2 grub screws at the bottom actually hold this piece inside of there. This piece extends up in there about an inch or so. On the other end of the hollow rod, I put another grub screw and just welded the nut on there. And then inside of this hollow tubing is this piece of solid tube, solid steel, and it's going to slide in and out for adjustment purposes, okay. And anyway, let's set it down here on the tractor and see how it's going to look. Pretty much That's going to go up through there, and that's going to mount like right there. Pretty much just like that. Now, originally I was going to use this beam clamp. I was going to beam clamp it right here, but I found out that that's probably not going to work the way I wanted to, because basically what happens, the further up you go away from this pivot point, the more travel that this piece of rod has. Right now I've got the bucket all the way down, so it needs to be a minimum of that long. When the bucket goes up, it's going to make it stick up there further. Okay, so all I'm going to really do, well, let me go get a tape measure. We'll measure it. I'll try to get it so that it's the same distance off of here. Now on this tractor, there's a piece of angle iron welded on here for stability, and I'm going to drill straight into that with these self-tapping screws. So let me go get some, get a measuring tape. Get this thing screwed on there. Okay, so basically what's going to happen, we're at about 3.5 inches off of there. We'll come down here and go around 3.5 inches off of there. Then we're going to kind of eyeball it too, just to make sure how it looks. And that looks pretty straight right there. I think that's where it's going to go. Right there. Let's give it a rub. Okay. Alright, there it is. Now let's up in there. Move this stuff out of the way. I've got plenty of clearance, not rubbing into the hose. But it doesn't stick up too high. I ought to be able to see it from the driver's seat. think that's gonna work. Probably the next thing that I'll do, of course, is get the tractor out on level ground somewhere and put the bucket down. And this thing comes with a level indicator that's right here on the bucket. It's just a flat piece of steel. And basically all it's showing you is that when this part is level, this cutting edge is level as well. But it's a little hard to see it when the bucket's all the way down and you're trying to just scrape. It's kind of hard. Well, it's hard for me to see it because I'm short, so I'm not tall enough when I'm sitting in the seat to be able to see this right here. Somebody a little bit taller than I am could probably see it fine, maybe. I don't know. But with this indicator on here, I will mark on this shaft where level is. And then I know when this rod gets to that point, I know it's level. I may even put a bend in it where it's going to be level at. And then when the bend gets there, I know it's level. In fact, I may figure out a way to put a bend in this thing and do that right now. The other thing that I think I'll do is paint this stuff orange. Now, when you go to the store, you can get John Deere yellow and John Deere green, but they didn't have any Kubota orange. My son told me that they sell Kubota orange paint at the dealership. It's $17 for a rattle can of Kubota orange. But I didn't see any at Lowe's. I got orange. I don't know how well it's going to match. It's it may match, it may not match, I don't know, but it's in the ballpark of orange. And if I paint that rod with this, then it won't be, so visible, and it'll cover up some of my less than aesthetically pleasing spot welds on those nuts for the grub screws. Anyway, it was a pretty fun project to make, and I did a little research looking on YouTube trying to find somebody that had made one before so I could get some ideas, but I didn't really see anything on the subject. So anyway, that's basically how it mounted right there on that plate. Okay, and that plate doesn't go all the way through, so you don't have any, holes in the bucket or anything like that. And then it goes right on up. And let's see if I can. And as you can see, it doesn't interfere with any of these lines. There's plenty of clearance on the lines right there. And if I can come over here, I'll try to get a shot from the tractor. When you're sitting on the tractor from a tractor seat, you can see the indicator over there pretty good. Right there. So yeah, I think this is going to work. And it doesn't look bad on there. Doesn't look bad at all. Anyhow, hopefully that'll help somebody else out that wants to build an indicator. But as you can see from up here, it's very difficult to see when that bucket is level. But you could see it a little bit right there. But I don't know. This give me a little bit of added, a little extra. Okay, good deal. so here it is. It's all painted with the hard paint, and I mean it matches good enough. I put this little offset hump in here, and the paint's still a little wet. I put this offset hump in here. When it gets right here, that's when the bucket will be level. And my fine-tune adjustment will be right here. And I haven't adjusted it yet, but I'll get to that. But that's roughly going to be, how it's going to work. Anyway, I don't see anything wrong with that.